Greetings! Today we are going to have a little chat about the Tortuga Travel Backpack Lite. In this review, I'm gonna break down the pros, the cons, pack it out, and a very well padded and ventilated back panel. Epic false bottom. This is crazy. I've never been crazy about Tortuga zippers. And if it's not the bag for you, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video. We're gonna come back to the bag rack, and I'll make some alternative suggestions for bags that might better suit your needs. You, me, bag, let's go. Let's talk about the gist of the Tortuga Travel Backpack Lite. Tortuga is a US-based carry brand known for making really functional and really durable and really weather-resistant bags. And their Tortuga Travel Backpack Pro, which was recently named from the Tortuga Travel Backpack, which before that was like the Tortuga Outbreaker. They go through a lot of name changes. They're like the prince of the bag world. But anyways, the Tortuga Travel Backpack Pro is one of my all-time favorite big travel backpacks, mainly for its comfort. And this is basically the Lite version of that. And if you want to see a comparison video of the Lite and the Pro, we did one on our sister channel, Gear for the Girls, which stars my sister. It's very convenient, where she compares and contrasts them, and it's a great resource, especially if you're looking for a woman's perspective. So we'll link to that video in the description below. But back to this bag, let's talk about some of the top selling points. The biggest one being it's a lighter version of the Pro. So it has less pockets, less features, less organization, but that also means it has less weight, which we'll talk about in just a second. We have a quick access side pocket, a quick access top pocket, one water bottle holder, clamshell suitcase style opening to the main compartment, an included hip belt, and a very well padded and ventilated back panel and shoulder straps. The bag comes in one color option, black. Now the size is 40 liters, which is pretty big for a backpack. And it's kind of the ideal size for people who want to travel for multiple weeks on end. It could be a weekend trip backpack for you if you pack like a lot of stuff. But for me, I can travel perpetually, like years on a backpack this size. Just gotta do a lot of laundry. Let's talk you some dimensions. We got a height of around 22 inches, width of about 13 inches, and about 7 inches depth. Tortuga claims this bag weighs 3.5 pounds, and we're gonna double check that. Scale number 1 says 3.4 pounds, but we're gonna double check that. And boom, scale number 2, 3.3 pounds, which in my opinion is a great weight for a 40-liter backpack. This is the Tortuga Travel Backpack Lite when it's empty. And this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on me, I'm 5'8". And this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on our media manager, Margaret, who's 5'2". And as we talk about the bag, we're gonna fully pack it out so you can see exactly what it fits. Tortuga has their worldwide warranty, which protects you against any manufacturing defects. And for all that, the bag runs a pretty respectable $250 US. And if at any point in this review, you're like, the Tortuga Lite has shown me the light, I'm buying one. And you're gonna make a purchase, or you wanna find out more information, we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Okay, let's talk about the front of the Tortuga Travel Backpack Lite 40 liter. First up is the aesthetic. I think this is actually one of the cleaner bags Tortuga's made. We still got the big old turtle shell front and center, but it's kind of subtle. And it's a shape as opposed to a name. I think that we're less, I don't know, in the carry community, we don't like branding that much, but I think that a shape is less offensive than like title, like words, like billboard, you know? But the most interesting thing to know is this material, which is a 630D Cordura nylon, which is quite interesting because normally Tortuga sticks to like X-Packy, weatherproof materials. And not that Cordura nylon's not weatherproof, it's just a little less weatherproof. But it is a beautiful fabric. Ballistic nylon is incredibly durable. It's got great weather resistance, and it's also got a beautiful shine. It's super easy to clean, and Cordura, the brand that makes it, is one of the best fabric brands in the world. And this material is also a little bit lighter than X-Pack, which helps to contribute to its lighter weight build. Now on the front we have 2 pockets. First up, the side pocket. In the side pocket, there's no additional organization, and it really just runs about this height. And then above it, we have the top pocket, which has a key leash right here, and that is it. Let's pack them out. So I got some travel stuff. And this is travel stuff that I want quicker access to. That's the beauty of these pockets, right? Kind of swing the bag around or drop it down. You don't have to go to the main compartment. It's just quicker to access. For the top pocket, we're gonna go ahead and pop the key on the key leash. And one thing to note about Tortuga is they use this beautiful lining on the inside, which is lighter color, which helps to create a highlight effect, which makes it easier to find your gear. And like I said, there's no organization, so we're just gonna throw things in. This is my passport-sized notebook, so if you had a passport, you can throw it in there with a pen, AirPods, sunglasses. I will say, if you are somebody who likes a lot of organization, this might not be the travel bag for you. The Tortuga Travel Backpack Pro, for instance, has this huge admin compartment with all these billions of pockets. And this doesn't have that, which helps cut down on weight, but you are sacrificing organization, so give it a take. Then for the side pocket, I don't know what we can put in there. It's kind of a weird one. Can we fit a book? Yeah, nice. My novel fits in there, but it's got a little extra capacity as well, so I think that if you wanted to keep your hoodie in there, it should also fit absolutely. And I think that's it for the front. Let's move on to the middle of the Tortuga Travel Backpack Lite 40 liter. Side number one, we have a water bottle holder. It utilizes a really nice mesh material, very elastic, and should be pretty versatile. So I got my 24-ounce Columbia water bottle. You can see, nice fit, beautiful. Then the 1 liter insulated Yeti, I think should fit. We're getting a little tight. It fits nice and tight. Maybe too tight. This is definitely the biggest that you're gonna wanna go. So if you're curious, what's the biggest water bottle that can fit in this bag? It's the 1 liter insulated Yeti water bottle. But one thing to note is that if you are using a girthier water bottle, that eventually this elastic mesh will sort of lose its grip and just like tightness over time. Flip it over to the other side. We have a side handle, well padded, plenty of space to grab. It's a great handle and I have nothing more to say about it. It's just, it's great. And what I said about the side handle also extends to the top handle. I just love this like spongy, reboundy material that they put in there. It gives it a nice soft feel, which is nice when the bag's super heavy and super packed out. So much appreciated. And then yeah, let's get into the main compartment. It should be noted that I've never been crazy about Tortuga zippers. They're just kind of like these plastic things. I mean, they get the job done. They're YKK, which is the most important thing. I don't know, it's not my favorite zipper pullers. But for the main compartment, they are lockable. They got these 2 little holes that like do this. You can pop a lock through it, a little extra safety. And boom, clamshell. It'll change your life for travel if you haven't done it yet. Stop doing top loader travel backpacks. Clamshell's the way to go. And I love this main compartment because for me with travel bags, I don't want lots of pockets. I just want a big old canyon I can throw my stuff, usually packing cubes and like tech pouches. Let me show you what I mean. All right, you can see I got a bunch of bulky travel stuff. We'll start with the Peak Design packing cube. Put that at the bottom. I've got an Air packing cube small, fits right at the top. I've got an Air Dop kit, lovely fit there. I'm gonna bring a backup sling from Nomadic for when I get to my destination, right? I can just keep all my things in the sling. Evergoods Cap 2, you can see I'm not very brand loyal. I got Tortuga, Peak Design, Air, Nomadic, Evergoods, Modern Day Fare, tech pouch as well. And that's me good for a month right there. But let's go ahead and load up the other side as well. These mesh pockets are great. I love mesh because you can see through them. Tortuga's mesh doesn't really have any expansion to it. It's not very elasticy, which is not my favorite, but it gets the job done. In this side, I'm gonna throw a hard drive, book, and then on the top, I'll put my over-the-head Sony XM-H5 headphones, an absolute game changer for travel for me. You can close it up, and you know, a bag like this is freaking brilliant. Because Tortuga has eliminated a lot of pockets and compartments, and that just makes it easier to pack because compartments aren't eating into other compartments. This is kind of the way I like to travel now, which is why I kind of like the Lite more than the Pro now, because like I said, I don't need that big ab-in pocket, because I just keep my stuff like in a sling around my chest, the small stuff. I just want a big old friggin' Grand Canyon of a bag that I can throw everything into, throw it overhead in the cabin, and yeah, this gets the job done. But will the back of the bag also get the job done? And real fast, if you're digging this review, then you're probably like me and our media manager Margaret and thousands of people around the world, you're probably a bag nerd, and it's a great nerd to be. And if that's the case, I just wanna let you know that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just have a YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, I deliver directly to your inbox the breaking news that's happening in the carry community. I'm talking limited edition drops, new releases, collabs from the biggest brands to the smallest brands and everything in between. So if you want to stay on top of what's happening in the world of bags, and believe me, there's so much awesome stuff, be sure to look for this globe icon in the description below. There you can sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, and I hope to see you in your inbox. Now, let's talk about the back of the Tortuga Travel Backpack Lite 40 liter. Start with the tech compartment. Yet again, lockable, dual access YKK zippers. And you can see with the laptop compartment, you know, we got kind of limited access here. It's just literally from here to here. But I like that because I like what Tortuga's been doing recently, where they're saying, yo, we're going like, we're deep. We're gonna find a niche, a use case, or like something that we're trying to accomplish, and everything else, we're gonna do whatever it takes to accomplish that. It's like with their new Daypack Pro, lightweightness. With this bag, also lightweightness. They could have carried down the laptop compartment to fully around, but that would have been more zippers and a little bit of weight, right? They're trying to cut what they can, hence light. In the laptop compartment, we have this really nice microfiber material, which has scratch-resistant properties, which helps protect your laptop. Oh my God, we got an epic false bottom. This is crazy. This could be a record-breaking false bottom. It stops like right around here. Wow, nice freaking work, Tortuga. False bottoms are great because if you drop your bag, like with a false bottom like that, there's gonna be no damage, right? But let's see what size laptops it can actually fit. It says it can fit up to a 16-inch, so my 13-inch MacBook Pro, piece of cake, nice and safe down there. I got a 3D print of a 16-inch MacBook Pro. Also, beautiful fit, plenty of room to spare. And then we also just did a 3D print of the Dell XPS 9700, which is a very thin 17-inch laptop. So I can't vouch for the depth of other 17-inch laptops, but this 17-incher seems to fit. But if you have a 17-inch laptop and you wanna know if it fits, I would definitely recommend reaching out to Tortuga to double check, just to be careful. Yeah, so overall, epic laptop compartment. I would have maybe liked one PU-coated zipper there. The truth is that zippers are pretty water resistant in themselves, but it's just a nice little peace of mind thing to have just in case you get off the plane, you get out of the airport, you're in Milan, starts raining, and you just know your laptop's secure. It's like an insurance policy. You never need insurance until you need insurance. Let's talk comfort, because one thing Tortuga does exceptionally well in my experience in the past is making very comfortable bags. And this bag has all the requirements needed for a comfortable, heavy travel backpack. Not that the bag's heavy, but the loadout is heavy, right? And that includes load lifters at the top, a well-padded back panel and shoulder straps, a sternum strap, and the included waist pads. Real fast, it should be noted that one cool thing Tortuga did with the Lite is that the shoulder straps are detachable from the bottom, and then you unvelcro this, and you can throw the shoulder straps in here. And you're like, Aaron, why in God's name would I wanna do that? I'm not gonna carry that thing in briefcase mode. And it's true, but what you might do is like get this as a personal item and wanna pop it underneath the seat in front of you, and shoulder straps inhibit that. So when they're tucked away and you're, imagine just putting it under the seat in front of you, nothing's getting caught, nothing's with your flow. In my opinion, it's a really nice feature to have in a travel bag. The shoulder straps, pretty well padded. I think that the Pro version is a little bit better padded, but you know, it's all in the spirit of making this bag light. Load lifters, when you pull on those, it helps to redistribute the weight from your lower back to your chest and torso. Good for back health. We got 2 external lash points so you can carry things externally on your bag. Clip some like hand sanitizer. Pretty nice to have when you're traveling. We've got an adjustable sternum strap with a dangle stopper, which is more professionally known as a web holder, but I hate dangle and I want to stop all the dangle. That's why we made this meme, to express my distaste for dangle. You tell him, little guy. And the dangle stoppers are also at the bottom of the shoulder strap right here. Tell him, little guy. Yeah, you get him. You get him. And on the shoulder straps too, we have a lot of ventilation. All those little holes, that's just breathability right there. And that extends also to the back panel. Really nice cuts. You can see how airflow is just gonna go like that. And overall, I suspect it'll be a very comfortable wear. We'll find out in just a minute. And that comfort will be enhanced by these waist pads, hip belts things. Now the thing with these hip belts is I think that I like the previous ones, or the Tortuga Travel Backpack Pro's hip belts better, because they're a little bit thicker, a little bit beefier. These are a little bit smaller, which don't get me wrong, they're still appreciated because hip belts are probably the most important component of comfort when it comes to travel backpacks, because the hip belt literally holds the bag here, and like sometimes the belt will just literally do most of the work and you won't even like feel much weight on your actual shoulders. At least a good hip belt does that. This one I think will do it less so, but still contribute to more comfort. Now, like I'm a skinny dude, so I have to pull my real tight. So, you know, your excess dangle situation might differ from mine. You are able to tuck it into this pocket right here, but it is cumbersome and not fun. This is not a good time. I'm not enjoying this, but it's kind of a set it and forget it. God, that's tight. Hopefully though, you'll find your ideal spot and then you throw all the excess nylon webbing in there and then, you know, then you should be good. All right, so now's the most important test of all. We're gonna take it outside to test the comfort of the bag. And disclaimer, we actually did it about 3 days ago on a day that was significantly less hot than it is today. God, summer in Hong Kong is wild. So anyways, Aaron, from 3 days ago, give us your report on the comfort of the Tortuga Travel Backpack Lite 40 liter, go.
So yeah, obviously it's a comfortable backpack. It's made by Tortuga. Now I'm gonna compare this to the Tortuga Travel Backpack Pro, which in my opinion is the most comfortable large travel backpack I've ever tested. And this one, it's right behind it. It's not as cushiony, but it's right there. Still a nice amount of padding, a decent width of the shoulder straps, but really the magic is in the combo of the shoulder straps, the load lifters, the sternum strap, and the waist belt, which I took off, but you add all those powers together, baby, and it's a really comfortable bag. I will say I can feel the shoulder strap webbing sort of interfering ever so slightly with my torso, which is not painful, but is noticeable. And also the ventilation on the back panel is great. For me personally, I don't really miss the adjustable harness system, but I do know for some people, like my sister on Gear for the Girls, she reviewed this and she really misses it because the bag didn't fit her body quite as good. But for me, very comfortable bag, 9.5 out of 10. Let's take it back up to the office to talk about the overall pros and the cons.
Pro number 1, for the size, it's super lightweight. Pro number 2 is, although it's not perfect, I really like what Tortuga did with the laptop compartment, especially that false bottom. And pro number 3, most importantly, is it's an extremely comfortable travel backpack. But while I'm smitten by this bag, I'll admit it's not perfect. Let's talk about some of its cons. Gotta be fair. Con number 1 is a lack of weather resistance, or at least compared to the Tortuga Travel Backpack Pro. Con number 2 is the hip belt. Could have been a little bit more beefed up, I think. And con number 3, and I forgot to mention this, is that on the Tortuga Travel Backpack Pro, you could adjust the back panel and shoulder straps. But when my 5'2" sister wore this bag around a little bit, she said she greatly preferred the original because that adjustability better fit her frame. So it just depends on your body type. But if you're still here, there's a good chance that, like me, you think this travel backpack just freaking rocks. And if that's the case and you're gonna make a purchase, just a reminder, we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. Thank you very much. But also, maybe you're sticking around because you're not quite sold. You want to test the market a little bit, see what else is out there. Well, I've got some great alternative suggestions picked out, so let's go back to the bag rack and talk about them. So alternatives. The first one's a pretty easy one. It's this guy right here, which is the Tortuga Travel Backpack Pro. Great option for you if you're totally digging the Tortuga vibes. But you want a bag that has a bit more weather protection and the adjustable frame that I mentioned before, which really increases its comfort, especially for smaller people. We did a review on Nomads Nation, and my sister did a review for this on Gear for the Girls, both of which are linked in the description below. All right, moving on. For my next suggestion, I got this guy right here, which is the 6 Moons ADC Travel Backpack. Great option for you if you're digging the whole comfort of Tortuga. This is a very comfortable backpack, but you want more features. I'm talking this bag is feature galore. I can't even name all the features off right now. There's so freaking many. But if you want to see all the features, you can do by watching our full review, which is linked in the description below. And the last recommendation you're gonna get out of me is this guy right here, which is the Packed Travel Backpack. Great option for you if you're really digging comfort and a decent feature set, but you want something that looks a little bit more sophisticated. This pack has just got a beautiful aesthetic without compromising functionality. And to see what I'm talking about, just watch this video right here. If you have any questions about any bags, I mean, literally any backpack, sling bag, just let me know in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation. We'll catch you next time.